Hello everybody, my name is LukeTheAnimator and welcome back to another episode of Hytale. I'm very excited to be back into this. We're going to be probably most likely moving out of the Trork camp because I don't know that I want to be here any longer. I think it's probably high time to hightail it out, unintended entirely, and get ourselves out of this Trork camp because there's a bunch of shit that's gonna happen here if we stay, including but not limited to the Trorks respawning, because that's a thing that happens. And also, this isn't a very decent spot to be. If you noticed, we're very high up. Any sort of, like, you know, excited movement and I could risk falling off of here, breaking my ankles, getting a shin bone up my skull. I don't want that. But given that it's nighttime and given that the moon is it's high moon. It's high moon. Anyway, no. We're gonna sleep before we do anything else, so I've set my spawn already and I'm going to pass out. Yes, there we go. Just gonna pick that right back up. That means that my respawn point has been set now to back where spawn is. So I'm gonna have to be very careful not to die, but usually I'm pretty good about that. The history begs to differ, but I think I'm pretty good at ouch. So anyway, we need to get ourselves out of here before the Trorks decide that they want to eat our bones and somehow send their family and friends to come in and attack and myrtleize us. We don't want that. I mean, another one of these apples. They're very good. Before we go, though, I did notice that there's a bunch of this, like, softwood over here. I want to take this. I think this is beech. Yeah. Beech logs, and I think this is aspen? Yes. Both of these are softwood, and they're going to be very, very handy for the structure that I'm going to be building. I think I'm going to make a starter shelter and then work my way over towards either of those places that I mentioned, which, by the way, let's take a look at how those got. I asked you guys to comment down below in the last video that I did, and you left nothing except quonkers. W quonkers. W. Well, then I also made it a poll. Oh. Nobody voted here either. Huh. So it seems I'm going to have to make up the decision for myself. Gotcha. Thanks, guys. Glad I could have your backs. I'm not going to worry too much about that. Surely you guys will comment down below, and this one, right? You'll say something more than just W. Somebody will say something, right? I know you're there. It's very lonely without you. Pardon the rope floating in front of my face. Actually, I think I want to bring these ropes with me too, because if I'm not mistaken, yeah, I can use these as decoration. Okay, with that, I think I've got every bit of aspen and beech that I could get from here. I think this is going to be more than enough for the build that I am thinking. It is raining yet again, so we should probably find some place. I think it wouldn't be too terrible for us to make a starter base somewhere close to spawn. What's the nearest area? Probably, ooh. Across the way here could be cool, and then I could build like a bridge on either side of this, like, river that cuts through. Besides that, that gets us close to this beach area that I wanted to take a closer look at, so Let's go over there and scout it out, see what it looks like. Ooh. Oh, it's just the moss horns. What? Dude, what are you doing in the water? Out for a bit of dying, are we? That was such a Skyrim coding quote. Is this the flat area that I was looking at? Actually, yeah. What's happening with that tree over there? I think we got another Trork camp nearby. Is that what that is? I'll have to take a look at either of those. I think right here would be pretty good, though. All things considered. Yeah, I could settle here on this, like, patch of moss. And just use my sword to clear out all of the, all of this, like, plant debris and stuff. Right now, it is the easiest method for removing foliage, because you can go at it by hand like this and it's fine, but sword covers a large area and it's a little easier to control too. That way you don't have to you don't really got to do much thinking, just a little bit of landscaping. Pick some of these flowers and just make a couple of chests real quick though. Probably place those there. Yeah, there we go. Actually, just load up the entire inventory. I'm not leaving anytime soon, so there's no reason for me to not just do that. That's another cool thing about this game, is that you can just unload your entire inventory into a chest. You don't got to worry about sorting because there's a sort button at the top. You can sort it by types. I think that there will eventually be a way to sort it by, like, name, alphabetical. I don't know if that's actually the case. I'm sure somebody will ask for it, and by the time it goes into full release, we'll probably see a couple of different ways to sort the chest. I'm not personally asking for alphabetical sorting, but I'm not super opposed to it either. Sorting by material type is just fine enough for me. Yep, gotta get these practice swings in for whenever these things happen. Freaking nerds. Aha, he thought that he could get an extra swing in on me. And he dropped his razor blade. Awesome. Kind of what I was hoping for in the last episode, because these things are slightly stronger than the crude swords that you can make, despite the fact that they have a lower durability. At least that's what I've seen. I don't know exactly how much damage I was dealing to that skeleton, but crude mace. I don't know that I want to use the mace, but I'm not opposed to trying it out. Is this oak? Yep. Oh yeah, besides that, living here, this kind of meshes the two ideas that I had before, you know. Going over here to this tundra, there's going to be a lot of cedar, redwood, there's going to be a lot of, like, really tall pine trees that you can see just kind of poking out back there and behind the scenes. And the other area, which was the maple forest, has a bunch of, like, oranges, reds, yellows, and that's kind of coming through with these aspen trees. So this kind of is like the best of both worlds for a start. I like this. So the design that I have in mind, I don't really want to spoil it too much. It's not going to be anything super fancy though. I don't want to get your hopes up and be like, oh wow. But it is going to be kind of kind of a cool structure. Very survival driven. I think 1, 2, so that's gonna be 8. And then, oh, no. I also need 1, 2, 3, 12 of these. I think that's right. We're going to need 4 of these. And go ahead and do that, because this one's also going to do it too. That's probably fine as well. And sorry, anything else? Platforms. Okay. Let's probably face it this way. Yeah. So if we're going to go that way, we need to go this way. Plant it right here. No, actually. And we place a temporary. Yeah, there we go. Just like. You know, I don't claim to be any sort of excellent builder or nothing, but I have to say, I'm pretty chuffed with how this one turned out. It's a very simple lean-to structure. All it is basically just light wood roof, soft wood roof with planks and some fences. I really love how the bedroll just sits nestled up in here in this. Yeah, this is really nice. And it's a great starter shelter too. I mean, you don't have the worry of like zombies or endermen or spiders, at least not initially, around your area. You know, creepers don't exist in here for sure, so that's good. You don't have to worry about something coming up here, blowing up your base. And I mean, the mobs do a decent job of staying away. Whenever you stay in an area for long periods of time, you just gotta light it up nice. So that's the next thing I'm going to worry about before it gets to nighttime. I'm going to make some of these beams around here. I'd say probably about 14 will probably do us. So we don't need to go overkill. We just need to make sure that there's enough lighting around the area that we can keep ourselves pretty well lit up. Besides that, like, during the nighttime, we're going to need to find a way to find our base, and this is just kind of one of those. Oh, what the heck? It's just one of those insurance types of things. It's a lot of brown mushrooms. What the heck? Maybe one more. Let's say. Oh, well, we did a pretty decent job of encircling the area. We can go ahead and spread these out just a little bit. Look at Yeah. Then I'm gonna switch these torches. I've only got 12, so I'm going to only put it on 12 posts. I'm gonna need to make 2 more. One more, actually. What the heck? I made 14 posts. Oh, it's because I used an extra one there. Oh, well, you know what? We don't need this, and we don't need these here. Because these are close enough in proximity, they'll be alright. Besides that, I wanted to try something here. Instead of these fences, there and there, and we can also lower this too. We don't need it to be that high. We can keep it here for like platforming and making the fire kind of like circle back into that. We can do these posts here. Oh, I kind of like that, actually. I kind of like that a little bit more. And then maybe instead of a full plank there, we can do one of these extra fences that I've got. Maybe. The shelves don't really do much in this game, so there's not really anywhere I can put them where it would make sense. They're kind of just going to be in my inventory until I can figure it out, but gotta say, this is a pretty decent structure for a starter base. I'm pretty chuffed with how this turned out. And this fireplace is functional too. I can put meat on the fire. I know just the kind of meat I want to get. Turn away if you're squeamish. Ooh, we got 2 raw meat. Nice. Yes. Awesome. Cooked rabbit looking at the sunset. It's just about to turn nighttime. I like this. Would love to do some exploration here soon. Maybe before it turns too dark, I should run over here and see how this looks. Because I was interested in seeing how this water over here turned out. On the map it looked like it was a lot, but... Oh wow. What? We probably should go mining soon, because dealing with these stone tools is going to be pretty lame. This is a really nice looking pond here. Head over to this side real quick, see how it turned out. We got crabs and lobster over here. Oh gosh, there's a bear. Not again. You stay over there, Mr. Bear. There's like glowing green stuff in there. This is a really pretty area here. Some sort of encampment over there. It's really nice, but for now I think we should probably head back. I don't want to stay out here for too much longer than I need to be. What is this? Yeah, it's like some sort of encampment up here. Well, there's more softwood. Nice. It's just like a tent structure up here. It would be nice if every now and again they put like items that you can find. Yeah, ow. Oh, this is not how I wanted to get down. I was gonna say it would be really nice if every now and again they would add like items that you can find inside of the benches and stuff, like the furnaces, the campfires. Every now and then you could open it and you could find like bits of charcoal or old meat or something. Don't know how sanitary that would be, but would add a bit of excitement to exploration, I think. Oh, what the heck is that? Isn't looking at me like that. Get out of here. Essence of the void. Does it sound familiar? I don't like that. I don't like any of that. I'm just gonna ignore it. I'd say that's a pretty decent end for episode 2. We got ourselves a nice starter home in the form of this lean-to structure. I think I'm going to call it in for the night. Get our stuff cooking. Everything is nice and wonderful. Probably gonna make a furnace though, real quick, just so that way I have it. Because like I said, I want to go mining soon, and I think it would be a good idea for us to do some mining exploration in the next episode. Get some copper and iron and stuff. Get it smelted up in here. We've already got bits and pieces from our first episode, but I definitely am going to need to get some more. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye! Oh, I love this.